sideline for the first down. It's going to move the chains, brings up a new set of downs for the Shamrocks. Ball will be spotted at the 39.
And just a great job by the O-line forcing in a block, making sure that Cedric Williams is able to not only pick up yardage, but pick up the first down by throwing in that big key block.
Banna, this time he's got Williams to his right. Banna drops back, looking over to Samson Gash. He's got it, makes a guy miss. Samson gets the first down, still on his feet, and they'll mark him down at the 50-yard line. Flag is thrown by one of the referees, who was well behind the play. I'm not entirely sure what the flag's going to be for. Looks like it might be on CC.
It looks like a shoe. First down.
There's no flag. Or maybe there's offsetting flags. I'm not entirely sure. The ref that threw the flag was not near the play, so I was a little bit confused initially myself. Nevertheless, first down and 10 from the 50-yard line for Duke Banna. They line up in that pistol wing formation.
Looks like it's going to be a run to the left here.
Williams up the middle. Little bit of a hole. And he's good for a gain of about 3.
Again, the Shamrocks love going into that pistol formation and handing it off towards the left side.
This time they'll line up Cedric Williams to the left of Duke Banna. He'll motion Peyton Soffren, flip it to him on the edge. Soffren cuts it up the middle.
It looks like it's going to be like third and short.
Gonna bring up third and about 1.5. Certainly 4-down territory if you're the Shamrocks. Noah, with it being 4-down territory, you think you just run it here, try to get the first down right now? Or do you think throw it, and then if that fails, come back on fourth?
Catch them off with a screen pass here.
Banna's going to go hard count. Change the play at the line. Communicates that to his lineman. The give up the middle. Cedric Williams bouncing off a tackler and picking up the first down. He'll be brought down around the 41, and it's a new set of downs for the Rocks.
And that's just a heads-up play by Cedric Williams. Once he bounces off, he realizes he has a hole up the right side and able to get through it and gain more yards.
Here's the pistol formation again. Banna the give. Cedric Williams trying to get to the outside. Now he's going to cut it up the field. He's going to pick up about 4. Going to bring up a second and medium. And Noah, like you said, they certainly have been trying to establish this ground game. And when I talked to Coach Asante earlier in the week, he said he definitely wants to improve on play action. So this could definitely set up some play action deeper into the game, but they're moving the ball well on the ground so far.
I would just keep my foot on the gas right now and just keep running it.
Banna, the give again up the middle. Cedric Williams, not quite good enough for the first down, but it's going to be a third and very short. white-out atmosphere tonight for the Shamrock student section as they start to get into it with the Who's House chant.
I think this would be a perfect time to do a play-action play.
Well, as it looks, they'll set up in the Wildcat, flip it to Samson Gash. Going to cut up the field for the first down and be marked down around the 20-yard line. Duke's going to check back into the game. A little bit of a different look for the personnel as Jack Janda will get in there as long as Michael Dursa and Peyton Soffren.
That third down play was kind of more like an aggressive Wildcat because on the Wildcat, you can keep it, which sounds like defenders moving both sides, and you don't know which way they're going to end up going.
Banna over the middle for the touchdown. Peyton Soffren. He makes it a 6-point lead on the first drive of the game. Post route right across the middle, and nobody accounted for him.
Just left wide open, and found his receiver. Duke Banna found his receiver and was able to get it in for 6.
Here's Ty Goddard for the PAT. It's good. 7-0 Shamrocks on the first drive of the game. Ran the ball all the way down the field for the most part. Grand Ledge started to stack the box. Let Peyton Soffren loose over the middle, just like that. Shamrocks up in the first quarter.
Now that drive was kind of more of a combination of running, and then when they expect to run, they go deep and are able to find the back of the end zone. The Shamrocks basically just kept their foot on the gas for a majority of that drive.
Certainly look to out-physical the Grand Ledge defensive line, and then when the time is right, switch it up a little bit, go to the air, and you have your ultimate accurate quarterback deliver a strike to Peyton Soffren. Here's Ty Goddard to send it away. Back deep is Kingston Nixon and Anthony Baker. He'll be brought down around the 30. Here comes the CC defense, who has had quite a good season. Call them the brick wall defense. And here also comes Nick Terranova, senior quarterback for Grand Ledge. He's going to throw the swing. It's caught. Not a whole lot of room. That's Mason Myers on the reception. Gain of about 2. They're going to give him 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And the reason that the Shamrock defense was able to make that tackle is they're able to recognize as the screen pass going, and that's been the difference so far.
Jack Bull lines up in the 3-point in the backfield. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he's stuffed by Jack Janda. The Wisconsin commit jumping around, causing havoc in the backfield. It's a loss of 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
And great job by Jack Janda just being able to see see the two backs, Hanson able to get in and make the tackle.
Terranova the give again up the middle. That's Ashton Delaney on the carry.
And it looks like Grand Ledge just played more conservative there. They're just handing the ball off on third down.
Looks like a punting formation. Terranova is back deep to punt it away. It's a low punt, nearly blocked, but returnable for Samson Gash. Samson comes up the middle, and he's going to get brought down at the 40. So the brick wall defense posts a 3 and out on their first defensive drive of the game. And now, Noah, on this last drive for the CC offense, we saw a lot of run. Then at the end, they opened it up with the pass over the middle to Peyton Soffrin. Now here on this drive, do you continue to establish that run early, or do you go to the pass thinking that Grand Ledge won't expect it?
I would throw them off here with the pass.
That's what they'll decide to do. Bana under pressure. He's got to get out of there. He's going to go to Samson Gash. It's incomplete. Sideline for Grand Ledge. Certainly pretty excited about it. That route didn't look exactly open for the most part, but Bana was under heavy pressure. He had to get the ball out. And when in doubt, gash it out.
And that's one of those types of plays where you're just happy that you're able to throw it away instead of just getting the sack.
Here's the give to Connor Ryan. Up the middle, not quite good enough for the first down, but again, it's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Again, the Shamrocks are just playing the unexpected game. When it's 2nd and 10, you expect majority of teams to throw. The Shamrocks end up throwing you off, and they run it.
Here comes that truck formation. 3 backs in the backfield for the Shamrocks. Jalen Montlewis, Cam Swearingen, and Josh Peters. Bana under center. He'll give it to Jalen Montlewis. Up the middle for the first down. Brought down at the 45. And a new set of downs. Here's Duke Bana again with Connor Ryan to his left. And that wing formation. He'll swing him out there. Flip it to him. Connor Ryan got a little bit of room. And he'll be brought down around the 38-yard line.
And that's the screen pass that Coach Sasante was talking about earlier in the week with you.
Certainly, yeah, that swing to the outside with the running back is definitely going to open up the playbook.
And honestly, when I saw it go to Connor Ryan at first, I thought he was just going to throw it again.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some double passes this season on the field here. Bana the give up the middle. Cedric Williams, he's got a hole. Cedric Williams brought down out of bounds around the 22. Good for a first down. And now CC's knocking on the door of the red zone. Gain of 17.
it looks like Grand Lodge has been playing their run defense more to the left side, and that's opened up the Shamrocks to run to the right, and it has looked like they've been getting bigger gains running to the right.
Banna flips it. Samson Gash trying to get to the outside. Samson Gash making guys miss. He'll go down at the 10-yard line.
And that flip pass just again and throws you off because the defense is already going back, and that's how they're able to open it up and get the first down off of it.
So 1st and 10 in the red zone. CC certainly likes to establish their run down here, especially early in the game. We've seen that quite often on these first 2 drives. Banna drops back. In trouble. Got to roll out. Banna over the middle. It is caught.
Touchdown.
Samson Gash hauls it in on the low throw. Touchdown, CC.
And that was kind of more like the first drive where they ran the ball, then when you get into the red zone, you expect to run, and then they just throw it.
Great heads-up play there by Duke Banna. He senses the pressure. He gets out of the pocket, puts the ball where nobody but Samson can get it. Just like that, 2 offensive drives, 2 touchdowns for the Shamrocks. Ty Goddard now for the PAT. And it's good. 14-0 CC. Under 30 seconds to go in the quarter. So after a quick 3-and-out from the brick wall defense, Shamrocks come march down the field again. Run the ball, throw the ball, you name it. Grand Ledge, it hasn't looked like they've had much of a rhythm on defense, nor on offense, though they've only had 1 drive. Noah, how important is it here for Grand Ledge to get back into rhythm here on offense, try to, have a long, sustainable drive, come away with points?
Very important here, Cam. And on the first drive, Grand Ledge mostly want to run. I'd expect on this drive they have to hit more of the throw.
Certainly going to have to test the CC secondary if they want any big momentum to swing their way, because running it up the middle against CC does not work well. Goddard sends it away. It's a lower kick, fielded by Cooper Parks.
Cooper Parks fields the kickoff from his own 15-yard line. Brought down by Gideon Gash.
Gideon Gash on the tackle, and that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Comets. Terranova under center in the I formation. Play action, rolls out, looking for Colson Van Fosen, but it's incomplete.
Luca Gendrich on coverage for the Shamrocks. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the college 27.
Terranova goes under center again. He's got 2 wings on each side of him. The give, that's Anthony Baker to the outside. Not going to get a lot. Gideon Gash on the tackle. They'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage, but it's a 3rd and long either way. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. CC, 2 offensive drives, 2 touchdowns. Grand Ledge, 0. We'll take a break. You're watching Catholic Central Football on Shamrock Media Network. So here's 3rd and long for Grand Ledge. Standing that double wing formation again. It's play action. Over the middle, that's caught. Kingston Nixon on the reception. He's their guy as Terranova finds his man for the first down.
And that kind of seemed like a play that they needed to convert her, because if they did not convert that then you will have given the ball back to the Shamrock offense, and you cannot have that down 14-0.
Terranova, the give up the middle. That's Ashton Delaney. He's going to get about 5. It's a pretty generous spot.
It looks like after the Grand Lodge was able to get their first down, now they can play more like running the ball, because they are starting to get into a deeper territory.
Definitely looking to establish a little more of a rhythm on offense. Terranova the give again to the outside. That's good enough for a first down. Delaney again.
Ashton Delaney ran the ball. Stopped on the play by Luca Gendrich and Joshua Peters.
Luca Genrich on the tackle. Josh Peters there to help bring him down. 1st and 10 from the 30 for Terranova in the Grand Ledge offense. Terranova, the flip. Here's Nixon. Trying to get to the outside. It's going to be good for about 5. And now Grand Ledge knocking on the door of the red zone for the first time in this first half.
And when that run started, it did not look like it was going to go anywhere, but the blockers were able to pick up their blocks, and Nixon was able to pick up 6 yards instead of just picking up like 1 or 2.
Terranova in that wing formation again. He's going to give it up the middle. The ball's out. CC has it.
They're rolling him down, it looks like. They rolled him down.
They will rule him down on the play. CC certainly a little unhappy. But this is a big third down for both of these teams.
It is looking like it is going to be four down territory here.
Certainly. Grand Ledge is going to think about it.
Over here, I'd expect Grand Ledge to do more of a run, and on 4th down, they're going to do their throw.
Certainly could be in the cards for Faith Kulang and his Comets. Next week, CC will play in the Prep Bowl against Detroit Martin Luther King, who is up against Cass Tech right now, 13-7. Certainly a trap game for Cass. They knocked CC out of the playoff last year on a blocked field goal that would have won CC the game.
And probably the state championship, as Cass Tech ended up defeating Hudsonville in that game pretty easily.
Certainly big playoff implications on the line this week across the state. Here's Terranova again in that wing formation. The reverse, Nixon. Gonna make a guy miss. Then he's gonna get up the middle for a first down. They will give it to him.
That was more of a trick reverse there. They were trying to just pull the Shamrocks off, and they fell for it.
Kingston Nixon surely seems to be the most explosive player. They'll throw him in motion again. Up the middle again with Delaney.
He's going to be like short by a yard or 2.
Going to bring up 2nd and short.
Stopped on the play by Connor Ryan, Gideon Gash, and Aiden Kersey. Gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3 from the Catholic Central 13.
2nd and 3 now for Terranova. They stay in that wing formation. Up the middle again with Delaney. It's going to be about a yard short. Brings up 3rd and inches.
It is looking like the Grand Lodge is just keeping the ball on the ground this drive.
Yes, certainly. We saw CC establish their running game and physicality. Grand Ledge certainly looking to respond. CC sideline coming to life. Here's Nixon on the motion. Delaney for the give, and he's good enough for the first down.
And honestly, what I feel like Grand Lodge is doing is they're running the ball not not only because it's working, but because it's taking time off the clock. Often the Shamrocks wouldn't have as much time to score.
Gain of 1. It's first and 4.
Certainly want to keep
Shamrocks 10.
the Shamrock offense on the sideline, as that has been their most efficient part of their game all year. They've stayed in this wing formation. CC stacks the box. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some sort of play action here. Terra Nova swings it out. Anthony Baker on the reception. He's short by about a yard.
Nick Terranova's pass completes Anthony Baker. Tackle on the play by Austin.
Again, when you keep going in the same formation, you expect the same play to happen, and then pulling them off on a play action. Got the ball held now down to like the inch-yard line.
Certainly would be a good time for the newly developed tush push. The motion again, the give up the middle. Delaney is
Touchdown.
in for the touchdown. Gonna make it a one-score game here. Under 6 minutes to go in the second half. Both of these teams looking to assert their physicality early. We saw CC on offense, marching down the field with the running game. Grand Ledge gets the ball back. They say, you know what, we're going to do the same thing. They punch it in for a touchdown. Here's Aldrich for the PAT. It's up. It is good.
Caleb Aldridge's extra point attempt is good. Your score, Catholic Central 14, Grand Ledge 7. Jonah Construction is a family-owned construction company serving Metro Detroit for 60 years and counting. Supporting sustained dedication of Metro from the class of 67. And Jonah
Noah, I think this is one of the closest games we've had yet this season at halftime. We're one score. We're in a one-score game. We haven't had a whole lot of that. We knew going into this one that Grand Ledge was good, but they came off of such a humiliating loss, really, to DeWitt that we thought maybe CC would pull away with this one. Right now, it's looking like this one could be a dogfight.
I mean, the main reason of that is because they have kept the ball on the ground, on making sure the Shamrocks cannot not have the ball, and by keeping the ball for about like 7 minutes, that basically just stole a possession.
Certainly what CC did on their opening drive. They took about 6 or 7 minutes off the clock and punched it in for a touchdown through the air. This one is fielded by Aiden Kershey, who's up the middle. He's going to take a big hit. He's down around the 35. Here comes the CC offense.
stopped on the play by Mason Myers and Braden McDaniels. Be first and 10 Shamrocks from their own 35.
Here's Banna. He's got Cedric Williams to his left. Motion Samson Gash. Flips it to him. Gash to the sideline.
Samson Gash ran the ball. Flag on the play. Shot by Brady Williams. There was
A flag flies. I'm not sure where the spot is.
This one looks like it's coming back.
Hold on the offense. Going to back him up 10 yards. I assume it's a spot foul, which would make it 1st and 18.
And it is.
It does look like that's what they'll do.
I think this now like takes away what the Shamrocks were gonna do, and now they're just gonna try to like run the ball more.
Certainly go to that on this 1st down. Cedric Williams is going to get back to the initial line of scrimmage. Gain of about 8. Gain of 7. Excuse me. They'll be a yard away from the initial line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd and 11. Banna the give again. Cedric Williams with a hole. Cedric Williams down the sideline. Gonna get the 1st down and plenty more. Gain of 17 on the play, and CC continues to move the ball well on the ground.
And that just basically gets rid of the penalty. They got 7 on 1st down, and on 2nd and 11, pick up 17. So it's a new set of downs now.
Banna over the middle, and that pass is deflected by Ashton Delaney. And he's lucky because if that ball's not knocked down, it's in the hands of Samson Gash. And we all know where he's headed.
It's 2nd and 10 from the Comets 49.
Here's Banna on 2nd and 10. The give up the middle. Cedric Williams trying to get to the outside, and he's brought down. This Grand Ledge sideline certainly feels like they have all the momentum. Their energy is high. Going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Shamrocks.
And honestly, with how this game's been going, this 3rd down might be the biggest play of the game because if the Shamrocks can't convert, then Grand Ledge might get the ball and just run out the clock, and they start with the 2nd half with it. So if the Shamrocks don't pick it up here, they might not get the ball back until they could be down 21-14.
3rd and long for Duke Banna. He drops back in the pocket. Got to get away, and he's going to be brought down behind the line. For the sack, and here comes the punt team for the Rocks. With 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the quarter, Grand Ledge and Nick Terranova certainly have a chance to get right back in this one before the half. Back deep, Kingston Nixon. Peters, it's a good punt. He's going to get a really good bounce. How about that?
Still going.
Terranova and the Grand Ledge offense will set up inside their own 5. They'll have to go the whole length of the field to tie this one up before the half.
I'd expect Grand Ledge here just to keep it with Nixon. That got them their first touchdown, and they should just keep it here because now they're pinned really deep. And you cannot take a sack here.
Certainly need to make some room, and they're going to stick to that wing formation. CC stacks the box. Nixon on the motion, the give up the middle. Delaney bringing guys with him. Still on his feet. And he's good for a first down. Changes some things now as far as the offensive playbook goes. You're not so far backed up in your own end. You might want to air the ball out a little bit. In warm-ups, the offensive linemen certainly look to have good size, and they fired off the ball pretty well.
I still don't think they're going to take too deep of shots here because I don't think they want the Shamrocks to have the ball back at all before halftime.
The give again with Delaney. Going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Gain of about 1, actually. Going to bring up 2nd and 9. Under 3 minutes to go now in the second half. In the second quarter, excuse me, first half.
Short gain on the play brings up 2nd and 9 from the Comets 14. Two more like that.
This is where I'd expect a pass.
2nd and long certainly needs to get the chains moving. They stay in the wing formation. Nixon goes in motion. The give up the middle. Going nowhere.
Shamrocks are going to call timeout here.
Third and long for Grand Ledge. Timeout CC. We're going to take a momentarily break. You're watching Catholic Central Football on Shamrock Media Network. So here's 3rd and long for Terra Nova. They stay in this package with the wingbacks. We're going to motion Baker. Terra Nova under pressure. Terra Nova still looking downfield. He's going to have to get away with his legs, and he does make a few guys miss.
He looks to be short.
Really close. The initial spot has him short. There's a flag on the play.
Looks like they're going for it here.
It's a sideline warning against the Shamrocks. The result of the flag is a first down. How about that? Now, under 2 minutes to go, Grand Ledge certainly needs to work with a little more urgency, but they definitely catch a break there. Avoids a big 4th down play.
And these penalties are just stuff that cannot happen in football. Like earlier today I was watching in a recap of the Ohio State Clemson playoff game. Ohio State was up 16-0, looking dominant. They got Trevor Lawrence to a fourth down, but the targeting penalty happened, and that causes Clemson to get a first down. They get a touchdown, and the game just completely flips, and Clemson wins the game because of that.
This is certainly a wild game. I believe that was 2018.
19.
Excuse me. Here's the flip. Baker.
Anthony Baker ran the ball. 77. Stopped by Brandon Bartolucci. Timeout by CC.
CC's going to burn one before this second down play. Or third down play, excuse me. 44 seconds to go here in the second half. Grand Ledge does not seem to care at all about airing the ball out, trying to be aggressive here right before the half. A little surprising because as we've seen throughout the season, teams do not really hang with CC that much by halftime. And the fact that they are, I'm surprised they're not a little more aggressive because CC could come out of the locker room in the second half and really take this game to the next level, though Grand Ledge gets the ball.
I kind of feel like that's one of the reasons why they are just running the ball more here, but I would expect a throw.
Here's the give again. Delaney good for about 5, 6. 5 or 6. Gonna bring up a fourth down.
I really do not understand that play calling there.
Can't say I disagree with you, Noah. But then again, I'm not a football coach, so can't quite comment.
40 seconds to go in the... Yeah, what happened here? So it was 2nd and 12 at the... No, yeah, 1st and 10 at the Miami 18. Oh, it must have been a deep bomb. Yeah. An absolute bomb. Like, it was like a... He threw that 30 or 50 yards in the air.
So CC comes out in what looks to be a punting or a punt return. And Grand Ledge will come out in a punt formation. Terranova, he's back to kick it away. Samson Gash stands at the 40 for CC. Timeout Grand Ledge. It's their second of the half. It looks like a little bit of a trickery sort of look, I guess you could say. Noah, what do you think here? You think you got to punt it, or?
Honestly, with Grand Ledge having their quarterback in as punter, they could easily do a fake punt.
Certainly, that's kind of what I was thinking when I saw the guy motioning around.
In the Cass-Tech King game, Cass-Tech just scored a touchdown to take the lead 14-13.
Terranova kicks it away. It's a pretty good punt. Away from Samson Gash, out of bounds, around the 35.
And with the stopping clock, the Shamrocks, after first downs, the Shamrocks could use the middle of the field.
Under a minute to go. Here comes Bana and the offense. He's got the Gash brothers at the top of his screen. And it's Dursa and Sofrin at the bottom with Cedric Williams to his right. Bana drops back. Looking for the comeback route that's caught. Peyton Sofrin gets out of bounds. Good enough for the first down. Stops the clock. 26 seconds to go.
If you're the Shamrocks here, you probably want to get maybe 2 more first downs to be comfortable in field goal range. And right now, a field goal would be huge because it becomes a 2-possession game going into halftime.
Bana drops back, sits in the pocket, going deep, underthrown, and knocked away by Mason Myers, who was on the coverage. He had Sampson breaking open, needed a little more air under it, but it's a good defensive play by Myers. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Shamrocks. 19 seconds to go. Bana drops back in the pocket, fires to the sideline. Just a little off target for Peyton Sofrin. They're looking for that comeback route yet again.
If I'm the Shamrocks here, I don't know if I have enough time to do another throw, unless you go out of bounds. Because you still need another first down after this to get into field goal range. So either they're going to go deep here to try to get into field goal range, or they're just going to waste time and try to do a Hail Mary.
Here's Duke Bana. He's going deep for Gideon Gash, and it's caught! They got to get to the line and clock it. Gideon Gash goes up on 2 defenders, makes a great play. Bana clocks it. Look at that catch from Gash. Oh my goodness. What a play. That's going to put the Shamrocks well into field goal range. For their ultra reliable kicker in Ty Goddard here to make it a 2-possession game before half. Grand Ledge is going to ice him. Let's look at this play here again from Gideon Gash. Bana, he's got all day to throw in the pocket. And over 2 defenders, goes up and makes the grab. That is an unbelievable catch. I cannot emphasize how important that is in this game, especially if CC makes this field goal. They're going to go up by 2 possessions.
And in a game like this, where if the final score is close, that can be the play that decides the winner.
Here's Ty Goddard. The snap, the hold, the kick is blocked. Anthony Baker comes flying off the edge. Grand Ledge celebrating almost like they won the game. Though they're down at halftime, that is an unbelievably good play for them. And a little bit of a heartbreaker on the CC sideline. They just had that amazing catch, brings all the momentum on their side.
I wonder if we can bring up an announcer's jinx saying ultra reliable kicker.
Yeah. Definitely my fault there. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
We'd like to recognize our neighbors.
There's fireworks going on behind the stadium here. I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but I know it happened last year and it caught us off guard. Your score at halftime, 14-7. All CC. Grand Ledge gets the ball when we come back. We'll take We We'd like to take this time to thank our title sponsor, Chris, Andrew, and Patrick Nemus, former Catholic Central lacrosse players, as well as the team at Nemus Rush Family Wealth Management Company, your source for protecting and preserving generational wealth. For all your personal, financial, investment, and estate planning needs and more, visit www.nemusrush.com. We're back here, folks. 14-7 is your score coming into halftime. Noah will step aside and give the microphone to Ty. Ty, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right, man. Nothing like it up here in the booth. What are your key takeaways from the first half, and what does the Shamrock defense need to do here to force a punt, get the ball back for themselves?
They just need to be stronger up middle. They're letting number 44 just run right up the middle on them, and they need to step up and get them behind the line.
Certainly, Ashton Delaney has had a big game in the Grand Ledge offense. That wing formation has killed the CC defense pretty much the whole game, though it's only 14-7. CC has kind of established the ground game on their own end of the field. Certainly developed Connor Ryan into their running game. Coach Asante said that they want to do that a little bit more. They want to improve on play action, and they want to limit mental mistakes. And so far, I think they've done just about a perfect job in all three of those categories, other than the sideline warning that they got in the second quarter. CC is on a 14-game win streak at home, and they're on the longest Catholic League win streak in 25 years. It's pretty good stuff for the third-year coach in Justin Sassante.
Yeah, I do, and I think an underrated part of their run game has been the receiver blocking has been very good.
Certainly.
I think the receivers have done a nice job keeping those corners and letting Cedric Williams and Connor Ryan just run right by them and break tackles.
I asked Coach Sassante this week how the vibe's kind of been at practice, where are we at in terms of how our bodies are feeling and how our minds are feeling, especially, deep into the season, heading into the playoffs. He said we're actually having more fun at practice. Everyone seems to be pretty healthy. They're hoping Hunter Stokes can get back to full strength soon, as he is dressed tonight, but he hasn't played.
Yeah, you can't have one of your elite edge rushers, starting edge rushers, out and still have as good of a push as they usually have.
Here's Ty Goddard to send it away and kick off the second half. Grand Ledge is going to let it go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Nick Terranova, looking to march down the field again, tie this bad boy up.
Yeah.
So Ty, we saw in the first half both of these teams really wanted to establish themselves on the ground. Coming into the second half down by 7, where do you think they stand?
I think they're pretty good. They've really been running up the middle and outside a bunch.
The give to Kingston Nixon is stopped behind the line by Cole DeVukai. It's the first time in about two offensive possessions for Grand Ledge that we've seen a different formation other than that wing back formation.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get away from what is working, and that wing formation has definitely been working for them.
What do you know? They're back to it. Here's the give. Delaney trying to get to the outside, but wrapped up by Josh Peters, who made the initial hit.
Yeah.
A gain of about 1. Gonna bring up 3rd and long for Terra Nova and the Grand Ledge offense.
And that is exactly what they need to do to really pull away this game from Grand Ledge.
Terra Nova under center. Drops back. Looking over the middle, and it's tipped. Gideon Gash on the coverage. Breaks up the play. Gonna bring out the punt team here for Grand Ledge.
Yeah. Yeah. Were our mics cut?
No, they're... Here's Terra Nova back to punt the ball away. Samson Gash back deep to return. It's going to be out of his range and out of bounds.
Yeah, Grand Ledge has done a good job of keeping the ball away from Samson Gash.
Shamrocks from the Grand Ledge. We got to do something. You mentioned the punt from Kingston? No, from the last stretch. Last stretch, yep.
Here's Banna. Motions Cedric Williams, and now we'll give it to him. Cedric Williams runs over a man. It's good for about 5.
Yeah, the push and the blocking has just been pretty good from the CC offense.
You mentioned the wide receiver core blocking very well. Certainly got it there by both the wide receiver core and Cam Swearingen. Banna the give again to Cedric Williams. Up the middle, he's got a first down. Down around the 35. Make that the 36, as the referees aren't quite on the same page.
Gain of 6 on the play for Williams. Good for another Shamrocks first down. Marked at the 36, the other one across had marked at the 34.
Banna the give again up the middle. Cedric Williams, he's got room. Takes a big hit, but he's down inside the red zone.
Again, a good job from Cam Swearingen getting up the field and blocking, allowing Cedric Williams to get 3 more yards off that.
Definitely gets a good block there by Cam. They'll stay in that pistol formation. The give, Cedric Williams up the middle. He's going to get about 9. going to bring up second and short.
Yeah, that pistol moving Cedric to either side of Duke Banta has really been working for them, and I think it's a pretty creative way to keep the defense on their toes.
Certainly, it's been working for them all year. They've ran this formation more than any of their formations the entire season. And, yeah, their ability to motion their running back kind of wherever they want is definitely played into their favor. A motion, Connor Ryan this time. The give, Connor Ryan spins around a man, fighting for the goal line. Can he get there? Looks like he's going to be short.
Yeah, those were two crucial blocks from Cam Swearingen and Jack Janda. They were just one step away from getting into that end zone.
Made a really good move there on the spin. Two tight ends in the ball game for CC. Sampson alone on the bottom of your screen. The give, Connor Ryan walks in for the touchdown.
And that is exactly the type of drive CC needs to really stay ahead in this game. Ground and pound, keep the ball on the ground, keep it moving, keep pushing, and it will end in a touchdown almost 100% of the time.
Ty Goddard now, after that blocked kick, probably going to put a little extra on this one. Never mind, it's a little bit of a floater sort of kick, but it's good nevertheless. 14-point lead for the Shamrocks. We're going to step aside. You're watching Catholic Central Football on Shamrock Media Network. So CC marches down the field on the ground with both of their running backs, Cedric Williams and then Connor Ryan, to finish the job. Ty Goddard good with the extra point, and now he'll kick this one away. With 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. They'll let it go for a touchback.
Yeah, and just a repeat of last drive would be perfect for the Rocks.
And you have 7 minutes to purchase your Dad's Club 50/50 raffle tickets. This is the Dad's Club booth.
So Terranova stands with a running back to his left. He's going to swing it over to Anthony Baker, who's good for about 4.
Yeah, we've been talking about how good our receiving core is blocking, but their receiving core is blocking just as well, with a really good block by one of the receivers blocking Joshua Peters from getting into that backfield and blowing that play up.
Certainly both teams are looking to establish their physicality. Here comes that wing formation yet again. Ashton Delaney sits alone in the backfield. Up the middle. He's going to get maybe 2 on the carry. Brings up 3rd and 3 for Grand Ledge.
Yeah, that play is just super hard to stop, especially with how big the Grand Ledge O-line is.
The give again to Delaney. Flag flies. Not good enough for the first down either way.
Pew. Holding brings that back. Even so, he was still short. Good job by the CC D-line to keep him from getting that first down.
Going to bring up 3rd and long for Grand Ledge. Stay in the wing formation. Pressure brought by Brandon Bardo. He's going to stop Terranova in his tracks. Probably going to get a taunting penalty, but on the same day that he commits to Wayne State, he could probably care less.
Yeah, I mean, what a good job by him, just absolutely smoking that O-line and getting into the backfield and blowing that up.
I think the penalty was actually intentional grounding, which I would agree with.
What a drive for the CC defense, forcing another punt.
This one's tough for Grand Ledge. They're backed up into their own area. All the way back to the back of the end zone, but the punt is clean. Perfectly returnable for Samson Gash, and here comes trouble. Samson Gash cuts up. Samson Gash still on his feet, but he's brought down around the 19-yard line.
Yeah, kicking to Samson Gash. Not a good idea.
That was a punt of 39 yards, and a return of 28.
Really good field position here for the Rocks. Ty, if you're Coach Sasante, you've had a bunch of really good drives and plays on the ground, but here with this good field position, you want to try to open up the pass game a little bit?
Yeah, I think fades, play action, exactly what they need.
Here's a run up the middle to Cedric Williams. He's good for a gain of about 9.
guess that is not what they need, but it is. Could be a good idea.
Gain of 8 brings up 2nd and 2 from the Grand Ledge 6.
Now, are you sure it's Meyer and not Myers? No, that's a good. It is Myers. That's a. That's a. Yeah, Metro Detroit, Michigan thing. Meyer, referring to Meyer as Myers. Yeah.
Here's Duke Banna now. 2nd and 2. Cedric Williams behind him. Here's the give. Cedric Williams trying to get to the outside. It's brought down.
Cedric Williams, the ball carrier.
Gain of 3.
Stopped on the play by Ashton Delaney. Gain of 3.
Ashton Delaney on the tackle. They're going to spot Cedric Williams around the 4-yard line.
Yeah, I think right now could be a perfect time to go to the pass game. But with how they've been playing, I would not be surprised at all if they ran it.
Samson Gash one-on-one at the top of your screen. They'll motion Cam Swearingen. Here's the give. Cedric Williams up the middle. Fighting for the extra yards. The initial marker is short. Going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 1. From the inch line.
It's 2nd and goal.
Yeah, I think they'll be going to that truck formation.
They do go to the truck formation. Cam Swearingen, Jalen Mott Lewis, Josh Peters, all in the backfield for the Shamrocks. Peters the give, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
This rushing CC offense has been so good the past 2 weeks. Last week they had 3 guys rush for over 60 yards. And 3 different guys had a touchdown on the ground.
Certainly continuing to establish their ground game in this one. Ty Goddard now on for the PAT. He's been perfect in this part of his game so far. Flags fly. False start. Going to back him up a little bit. Still a chip shot, nevertheless, for Ty Goddard.
Ball back 5 yards. And retry the extra point.
He just jumped off sides. They did?
And now encroachment from Grand Ledge, so they're just going to put him right back. That's about the dumbest penalty I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, you get them back.
I don't know what your thought process is through that, but
You get them back, and you bring them right back up.
yeah, it's I can't explain it to you. Here's Ty Goddard now for the PAT. It's up and it's good. 28-7 CC. They start off with great field position thanks to the return from Samson Gash. And then punch it in with Josh Peters. You're watching Catholic Central Football on Shamrock Media Network. We're going to take a break. Here's Ty Goddard again to kick it off.
Oh, they're back. They're back. Hey, that's for a touchdown. Nice. Thank you. No more fireworks.
Ty Goddard's kickoff lands in the end zone for another Shamrock touchdown.
Fireworks going off in the background here at the Elm.
Yeah, if I believe it is the Indian holiday Diwali. Sorry if I butchered that.
Here's the wing formation again. Man goes in motion. Ball's out, picked up. Jalen Mount Lewis, scoop and score. Unbelievable.
What a play for the CC defense. Jalen Motley.
I'm not sure who made the initial hit. It looks like he just kind of muffed it there on the transition from Terra Nova right into the hands of Jalen Mont Lewis. And it's a scoop and score. Now here comes the truck formation, going for two.
Yeah, I don't completely understand going for two, but I am not Justin Sassante.
Grand Ledge stacks the box. Duke Banna, the give, Cam Swearingen, no doubt. So CC, they score, they kick the ball off, and on the first play of the drive, fumble, scoop and score, Jalen Mont Lewis. Now they're up by 4 scores. Ty, it is senior night, so what are you doing here if you're Coach Sassante? On one hand, your offensive starters and defensive starters have not played yet this year an entire 4-quarter game of football. But on the other hand, it's senior night, last home game of the year in the regular season. You think you get the seniors in here?
For sure. I do, especially with how Jack Goward played yesterday. He had 70 yards on the ground, and I think the seniors can definitely keep the pressure on Grand Ledge.
Yeah, certainly. That was last week that Goward was in. He ran the ball extremely well in the second half, and then Drew Young polished it off with a cherry on top, got into the end zone there late in the game.
Seattle's got their meat of the order coming up though right now. They're at Seattle. At Seattle 2-1 Toronto. Bottom of the 8th. It's in Seattle.
Bottom of the 8th inning from Seattle.
Yeah.
Mariners 2, Blue Jays 1.
They do 2-3-2 because of the baseball they play like every day. Blue Jays 2? Blue Jays are at 2-1. Blue Jays at 2.
Correction, Blue Jays 2, Mariners 1.
Here's the wing formation again, the flip. That's Connor Pitchford on the carry. He's going to get about 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to stay on the field a little bit longer than they did last drive with the first play fumble.
Certainly need to play for pride at this point. Fireworks continue to go off behind the stadium. That's not annoying at all. Here's the pitch again. Up the middle. Cooper Parks on the carry.
Yeah, I think about if they could stop Grand Ledge on this drive, I think it's time they put the seniors in, let them have some fun on the last home game of the season.
I agree with you here, Ty, but I think that might be a plan. It looks like for the fourth quarter. Third and short. The give up the middle. Delaney makes a guy miss. Delaney down the sideline and chased out of bounds by Aiden Kershey. Down at the 46.
Yeah, he could just not quite speed away from Aiden Kershey.
Gets out of bounds, stops the clock. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Brings up a new set of downs for Grand Ledge. Here's the pitch again, stuffed out by Brandon Bartolucci. He might get back to the line, but nevertheless, Bardo read it like a book.
Yeah, he is having himself quite a game, recently committing to Wayne State.
Brandon Bardo, certainly a big-time edge rusher. He's also a baseball player. Actually played with him this past season. Made some great memories, but here's number 7, Mason Myers, for the first down. Carry up the middle. It's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. So, Ty, thank you so much for getting on here in the third quarter. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here with us. We're going to give the mic over to Frank Lindsay for the fourth quarter. So, once again, we're going to take a break. You're watching Catholic Central Football on Shamrock Media Network. All right, hang on, my mic's cut. So Frank, welcome to the booth here. How's it going?
It's going good. I mean, this has just been a great senior night for CC. How are you doing?
Certainly, I'm doing very good over here. Nothing like watching the Valiant Blue start to pull away here in the fourth quarter. That first down play didn't really get them much. Grand Ledge has been pretty, I wouldn't say dominant, but definitely in a rhythm on the ground all night. It looks like that's what they'll continue to do. As here's Delaney up the middle for a gain of about 5. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, their run game has just been, I mean, that's all they've been doing, just running the ball up the middle, seeing what they can do.
Certainly. Also, something to keep in mind, Kingston Nixon has not been in the game since the fumble on the last drive, which is a little bit surprising because he is by far, from everything I've seen this game, their most athletic player on the field. So though he screwed up on that fumble, certainly needs to get back into this ball game. Here's the flip again. Gideon Gash, what a hit.
You just had no blockers there on the left side. Gideon Gash just goes in, brings him down.
I think it was Gideon and Cole DeVukai there to make the hit. Textbook tackle, wraps him up, takes him off his feet, plants him right into the ground, brings up 4th and 7. Terranova fakes the pitch. He's going to throw it. Grand Ledge jumping up and down looking for the flag. They're going to get it. I really do not think that Gideon was there before the ball was, if we could get a replay on that. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe a little bump, but I don't see a grab. I don't see Gideon really doing anything other than going for the ball.
Yeah, there was nothing there I saw.
So Grand Ledge is going to catch a break. Everybody in the stadium is probably a little bit shocked about that call. And I believe that does make it a spot foul as well. Terranova going deep for the end zone. And it's picked off. No, they're going to say it's incomplete.
Great coverage there.
Yeah, Luka Genrich on the coverage. He went up. I thought he snagged it. But the ball comes to the ground. Nevertheless, great coverage. I think it was almost the Grand Ledge receiver was playing a little bit of defense there. He had to try to knock the ball out on the attempted interception by Luka Genrich.
Let's see what Grand Ledge does here.
2nd and long. Terranova sends his guy in motion up the middle again. Delaney, good for about 3. Gonna bring up 3rd and long. So Frank, on these 3rd and longs so far throughout the game, Grand Ledge is actually stuck with the ground game. Here, you're down pretty big late, but you are knocking on the door of the end zone. You're in the red zone, You think you got to kind of open the playbook up here on 3rd and long and air it out, or do you think, no, it's 4 down territory, run the ball, run it again, try to pick up your first down?
I think with 4th down territory in mind, I mean, they're obviously going to go for it on 4th down. I think you try and get the yards here, 3 or 4 yards on a run, then get an incompletion, throwing the ball. So I think they run it here, try and pick up a couple yards.
Gonna motion a man, flip it to Nixon. His first touch of this drive is good for the first down. Oh, never mind. He is quite short of the first down. Do not know why I thought the 10-yard line was the first down marker. But it does bring up 4th and 3.
They might run it here. I think they will. I don't think they're going to try and go to the end zone here. I think
certainly. I think they're gonna keep it on the ground here. They have all night, and I think CC knows it. As here comes Luke Jaden in for Connor Ryan. Crowd getting into it here at the Elm. Terra Nova under center. Sends a man in motion. Now a timeout by Grand Ledge. They just wanted to try to draw him off sides.
And our next varsity football game is the 53rd annual Prep Bowl next week at Ford Field. Visit DCC Shamrocks.net.
Not surprised with that call. But, I mean, at the same time, you kind of want all of your timeouts in case miracles happen. So going hard count there, yeah, I get it. You get them to jump. It's a first down. But CC, they don't really make those mental mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to keep all the timeouts in case a miracle happens, like you said. I think they're just trying to they're just trying to, I don't know, get the highest possibility of a touchdown here because they can get a touchdown, make it a 3-possession game. I mean, obviously anything can happen in this game.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
So a lot of commotion up here in the booth and in the crowd. I don't exactly know why, but certainly a lot of action. Here's 4th and 3. It's caught over the middle. Anthony Baker.
Quarterback got destroyed there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Terra Nova takes a big hit by Brandon Bartolucci, I believe. Let's look at the replay. Bardo comes flying off the block, but yeah, right over the middle. They go play action, and it's Anthony Baker to walk in for the touchdown. He kind of bobbled it there. Could have been a
Yeah, good play there by Grand Ledge. The reception bobbled it a little bit, but got into the end zone. 3-possession game.
certainly need a 3 and out here, though it's highly unlikely.
Yeah, obviously 3 and out's big. Maybe even try and get a turnover. But CC's pretty sure-handed with the ball.
I assume that they'll attempt an onside kick here, with them being down 3 scores late in the second half.
In the third quarter, Louisville 17, Bottom of the 8th inning, Junior Suarez, grand slam, 6-2 Mariners.
Update in the sports world. Brother Rice is leading St. Mary's. The Mariners are leading the Blue Jays after a grand slam, if I heard that correctly in the press box. And Louisville is up 17-10 on Miami. So certainly a lot of action going on in the world of sports. Getting late into the season for college, for really all of the sports, but for college football, especially with Miami being so highly ranked, a loss there could really, shape, kind of like change the shape of the college football playoff picture.
Yeah, a loss there would be terrible. Obviously, Louisville unranked, but
Well, because there was a lot of talk at the beginning of the season that a 2-loss or 3-loss team couldn't possibly make the college football playoff. I think there's going to be a few 3-loss teams that make the playoff. A lot is going on in college football this year, and it's certainly been fun to watch. Other than last week in USC, of course.
yeah, a lot of upsets, definitely.
But here, Grand Ledge decides not to go for the onside kick. They kick it deep. It's going to be Duke Banna and his offense from the 20. Banna, the give, up the middle. That's Ryan Schaefer. He took a shot, but he broke the tackle.
Yeah, good run there by Jafer. Getting 9 yards, just draining this clock out.
Sam Steinecker with the stop. Gain of 9 on the play, brings up 2nd and 1 from the Shamrocks 29.
2nd and 1 now for CC. Clock running. Under 7 minutes to go. Banna drops back. Getting out of the pocket. Fires. He's got Dursa for the completion. Who's going to cut it up across the 50, down around the 47-yard line. That's a great play again from Duke Banna. He senses the pressure. He gets out of the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, stays calm, stays poised, and delivers a strike for the first down. Look at
Great
this.
play.
Nothing open, gets out, keeps his eyes downfield, bam, right on the money. That is textbook quarterback play. Okay, and over this offseason, we are not going to be surprised when this kid's got, 20-plus D1 offers, and any of these schools would be extremely lucky to have the 6'4 quarterback out of Michigan. Jafer again, the give.
Ryan Jafer, the ball carrier, stopped on the play by Lucas Cadwell.
I think CC just wants to have the ball as long as they can. Try and drain out the clock.
Certainly seems to be what their play calls want. What their play calls are intended for. Excuse me. Jafer stays in the game. 2nd and long for CC. Banna, the give to him. Dances a little bit at the line of scrimmage, makes a guy miss. He's good for a gain of about 3, maybe 4. Brings up 3rd and 5. Now under 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
I think you stay on the run game here. Just see what you can get. And if you don't get it, say just punt it away.
You think this is 4-down territory too? You're on their side of the 50. Though you're up a lot, you're 3rd and 4. They definitely want to run the ball again. Say you get to 4th and 1. Are you going for it, putting the game away?
I think if it's inside 4th and 2, you're going for it. Here, they pretty close. So, yeah, I think they go for it here.
I think they'll go for it too. I'm curious to see why they're not getting this. Oh, they will.
down.
Okay, they'll give them the first down. I was going to say, that's a really weird spot to not have a first down.
It feels like it's 2 a.m. right now for some reason. You got this, Alan. Small group.
Schaefer again up the middle. Looked to have a hole, but it closed quickly. He's got a gain of about 3. Or excuse me, he's going to get a gain about 5. So, Frank, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, I talked to Coach Asante this week about the run game, and he said he really wanted to balance it out between Connor Ryan, Cedric Williams, and Ryan Schaefer. For the majority of the game in the first half and the third quarter, they used Cedric Williams and Connor Ryan, and now you get to that fourth quarter where it's crunch time. You have Ryan Schaefer, who has fresh legs. Now J.J. Chevalier checks into the game. I think that's just perfect coaching by Coach Asante.
Yeah, it's great coaching. Obviously, you want a guy with fresh legs coming in the fourth quarter, seeing what he can do. Other than having a guy who's probably a little banged up, who's been in for 3 quarters, I think that's just great coaching by Coach Asante.
Especially with playoffs coming up, you don't want, you say you've got a guy that's a little bit tired and he breaks a shoelace, God forbid. You don't want anything bad to happen right before the Prep Bowl and the playoffs. And when it comes to J.J. Chevalier and Ryan Schaefer, I almost feel like they're really similar to Connor Ryan and Cedric Williams, because Cedric Williams, he's kind of the power back. He's up the middle. I feel like that's how they run with J.J. And then Ryan Schaefer and Connor Ryan, they're kind of like that lightning. They get to the outside and they definitely, like we saw right here, make a couple guys miss. Bam, you got the first down on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I agree. Cedric Williams and J.J. kind of just the power backs going straight up the middle. Obviously, J.J. is a freshman. He's been looking really good in these varsity games that he's playing in. I think he has a really bright future.
Certainly. Already has offers from the University of Michigan. And that's no joke, folks. That is quite the accomplishment for a freshman. Here's a 1st and 10 from the 25. Ben of the give. Schaefer, he's going to switch his direction. Gain of about 2. Going to bring up 2nd and 8. We're under a minute to go in the fourth quarter. That went by pretty fast.
It did.
I was not paying attention to the clock. I was busy talking about the running backs.
Yeah.
Grand Ledge certainly in no rush to stop the clock. Looks like CC is just going to take this one all the way down. Banna play action. He's going to keep it and get smoked behind the line. Tried to get a little too fancy with it there.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I just don't want your quarterback getting injured there. But again, I'm not Coach Asante.
Yeah, I can't say I understand why that was the call either, but nevertheless, Shamrocks improve to 8-0. Grand Ledge falls to 6-2. Your final score, 36-14 here at Novi. We'd like to thank all of the people that have helped us this year with the Shamrock media team, whether that's our announcers in Frank, Ty, Owen, and Noah, or that's Peter, who's sitting right next to us. He runs all of our streams and our replays, gets that going, looking good. Sam, down on the live cam. He's been great all year. And then Jake, Josh, and Tyson upstairs. They're the camera guys. They're in charge of what you're seeing right now. In the top right corner of your screen, that's Sam with his camera on the live feed. It's been an absolutely amazing year for the Shamrock media team. 36-14, your final score. This is Cam Ryan and Frank Lindsay signing off from Shamrock Media Network.